Hey, what's going on? What's going on, guys? It's James from Struggle Draw Astronauts. I hope that light is okay. Actually, hold on. I hope that's better. It seems like it's better. It could be. Who cares? Anyway, it's James from Struggle Draw Astronauts, and give you a little deck profile for my 100 demons. Um, yeah. So let's get it started. Okay, so start off with my buddy. This is that glare. Evil Dryad. Size 0, 311. Free to call, and then Thunder Mines for size 2s. If I had a 4th copy of Yamigeto, that would be my buddy. But since I don't, it seemed like a good substitute. Well, any of the size 0 seem like good buddies to make for the time being. But yeah, so I played 2 copies of that. Then I played 3 copies of Mist Envy, size 0, 111 from Ancient World, 1 gauge a column, and every time your opponent get burnt, primarily from effect damage, well, when they get burnt by effect damage from your card, keyword is your card, you draw a card. So, and you can only do it once per turn, but if you have like 2 or 3 for whatever reason on the field, it stacks. I played 3 copies of this because I want to see it. I wanted to see it in my hand. I want to be able to call it whenever I want to and call it from the drop. I just want it there frequently. I don't care about the 1 gauge call cost, so that's why this is at 3. And then my last 2 zeros are Eliminator Glacia Labolas. I probably slayed that name. Magic World, size 0. 212. You can only call it if you have a 100 demon monster on your field, and you most likely will, so I don't even care about that effect. But it Thundermines whenever another monster Thundermine goes off, or whatever goes off. So this acts essentially like another copy of whatever Thundermines is activated. So if this was on the field with this, if this Thundermines, this will go off and your opponent essentially get burnt for 2 points. Alright. Next, for my size 1, I played 10 size 1s, all in pairs. Primarily, this is what most of the Thunder Mining is coming from. I only play them in pairs just for deck space to play other stuff, and I like them in pairs. You get to see them because you'll get cards really fast, not from drawing. You'll just use cards really fast, and they'll get in the drop, and then you can call them from effective spells and whatnot. But start off, I played 2 copies of Battle Hyena Dolls. Those is a size 1, 312 from Dungeon World. You can only call them if you have a dungeon enemy or a 100 demon monster on the field, and when your opponent gets burnt by damage, automatically put him into the drop zone, get a gauge, and draw a card. Real easy. It's fair. He pings from 1 point. Next, I play 2 copies of Left Slasher. So 511, Darkness Dragon World. Pay 1 gauge to call him. He has Spectral Strike. The reason why he's in here because he has Spectral Strike. It's a very offensive ability. It burns for 1. So even if I don't have to wait for them to use, for them to fall into a certain trap or whatever, like call a certain monster, I can be offensive and burn them for 1 point and activate my effects that way. He also Thundermines whenever a monster is called to my opponent's left area. So, it's real, it's good to keep control on where they play, if they play open center or not, and they're at low life. Next, I play Ogre-sized Dragon, 313, Thundermine for size 1s. Then I play Call Dragon Migitos, 323, sorry. He can't be called to the center. It's fine, whatever. He Thundermines for whenever our opponent puts a card in gauge. So, if they charge and draw, he's going to do his job. And whenever a Thundermon goes off, so I mean, regardless if it's his or not, he automatically goes to the drop zone. So essentially, you want his effect to go off first. He goes off to the drop zone. And if he doesn't, that's fine. He got stats. Your opponent probably would kill him off anyway. And if not, he can be fodder for Yamigeto. And the last of the size ones, Stranger Dilemma, 3/1/2, Thundermon for spells. Real simple. I don't need like 4s and 3s of like copies of a certain card, because even though they do stack, yes, I like having multiple things going on, so my opponent has to really think about what moves they want. Onto my size 2s. Right, so for my size 2 lineup, I only play 5. Yeah, only play 5. Play 3 copies of User of Darkness Dunstan, size 2, 5/2/3, pay 2 gauge to call him. When he comes into play, search your deck for 100 Demon set spell. Fantastic. This guy's fantastic. I had him at 2, bought him at 3 because I want to see him. His 2 gauge call cost is not really affecting, because if you get him first turn, you can already have your setup for the rest of the game. Yeah, you know, he got two crit. That's fun. And I usually use him once, and then he usually goes to gauge unless I need another spell to complete my like combo or whatever. And then last of the size 2s is Zazamera from the child deck, 6/2/5, Thundermon for size 2s. He is in here because primarily his stats. You know, he got 6,000 power, so he can clear some stuff, and I can keep reviving him during my opponent's turn because of the set spell later on that I'll go into. So, and he's free. So this is a pretty amazing card, but I wish they had a better like size 2 that Thundermon for size. So on to my size 3s. The monster lineup are 4 Yamigetos. To be exact, Resurrected Evil Deity Yamigeto. None of Thundermon, primarily best for, I guess, Thundermon decks or whatever. He's the go-to guy. Size 3, 8/3/5. You know, standard Yamigeto call cost. Pay 2 gauge, you put 1 or more 100 demon monsters from field in the soul. He has an act ability where once per turn you can take any 100 demon card from your hand and put it in its soul. So, you know, you can put cards that have Thundermine or even just random fodder just in there. And he also gets Thundermine, whatever is in soul, and he has Soul Guard. So, yeah. Essentially, you just want to put a lot of annoying stuff in his soul so your opponent primarily gets burned for like 2+ points of damage on their turn, and then you can swing for 3 crit if they let you, as you know, shields or everything. One reason why he has this act ability, because he has 5,000 defense, and that is pretty buns. So he's going to get swung on pretty much anything that's primarily good of vanilla. And last of the size 3s are the Dragon World 100 Demon General. I'm not going to say his name, I don't care. 7/1/7, you know, good stats. If you have 10 or more Armor Dragons or 100 Demons in the drop zone, negate his lifelink. His lifelink is 3 most of the time when you call him, if he's in your deck. You don't even worry about that. So, right. So you don't even worry about it. He has a counter ability where you can send Armor Dragon or 100 Demon from your field. Monster, by the way. From your field. Oh, actually, no, that just says 100 Demons. It doesn't say monster. I'm pretty sure they mean monster, but whatever. I'm not sure. If you find out, let me know. Yeah, so you send Armor Dragon 100 Demons from your field, stand him back up, and he has triple attack. So he can potentially hit your opponent 4 times. I primarily use them for like board wipe, as in I just swing on all their monsters and then swing on them so they have to re-up. And you know, it's always a terrible scene when you have to make a formation again, especially so you know you can expend resources or whatever. But yeah, so I played 28 monsters, I believe. I believe that's 28. Might be wrong. Next, play 3 weapons. I think it's the best 100 demon weapon if you playing like the closed center format of Thundermine. Venus Blade, don't care about the name. 3,000 power, 2 crit, pay gauge and life to call it, and it can swing past your center. It's primarily in here because of that 2 crit. I mean, Hungry Claw Ryga is cool, but it has 2 gauge, 7,000 power, and 1 critical. But this 2 crit seems more offensive. So, you know, even if they block like Yamigeto or somebody else, this 2 crit is more deadly, and it's going to get in there. And I like it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who use like 100 demons and got like centerfold monsters play this anyway. Onto my spells. Alright, so onto my spells. I play 1 copy of Nemesis Thunder, cause you know weapon hate is always nice, you know. I especially enjoy this in like Dragon World matchups where they equip Steel Fist, Dragon Knuckle, so they pay their life and they expect to get a gauge, and I blow it up. I don't care, it's 2 gauge. 2 gauge is fine. I have thought about swapping this out for like a barbed wire just to rest it, but nah, destroying it seems more fulfilling. It is more fulfilling. Next, I play 1 copy of Thundermine Stance. Thundermine Stance is like, it is probably one of the best combo cards in the whole game. Probably, in my opinion, it is. Set spell, usually all the 100 demon set spells, you're going to have 1 on the field anyway. Right, counteract. During your opponent's main phase, call a size 2 or less monster with Thundermine. So remember when I was talking about Zaza Mirror earlier? So you could call Zaza Mirror to your center, and that's a free monster with 6,000 power, 2 crit, and 5 defense. Yes, 5 defense is most likely going to get run over, but if you got shields in hand and like, you know, Drago energy clones, you'll be fine. So yeah, I love comboing this card with Gate of Darkness Dragon, so potentially I'm getting 3 monsters back during my opponent's turn, and that just increases the chances for them to get burnt. Gate of Darkness Dragon, set spell. During your opponent's main phase, pay 1 gauge, call up to 2 sides 1 to left, 2 sides 1 or less to your left and right. By paying their call costs. Most of my monsters are free, so I'm just paying a gauge to get a lot of free shit back. Also, if this card would leave the field, your opponent gets burnt for 1 point. So if they destroy it, or if they send it off the field, or even if you replace it, you can still, you know, burn them for that smooth 1 point. And that's always fun. Next, play 1 copy of Starved Yamigeto. It's the Gauge Excel for my deck. Versus from charging and drawing, and I'm pretty sure there's other cards that help that. This is fun. I like this. Your monsters have to go in the drop zone anyway for these spells and other spells that you want to use. So might as well plus off of it. Each time a monster is destroyed, regardless if you do it or your opponent does it, you get a gauge. Easy, fun. Really helps you out. So, you know, if you got good stuff in your hand, you don't really got to charge it. Next, we'll play 2 copies of Destructive Power Ryga. You can only cast it if you have 100 demon on the field. So, monster, weapon, set, impact, spells, count. Counter, destroy monster, gain 3 life. So, this is, you know, you're not always going to be high on life. You might as well have something, because life gain is always amazing, especially if they're playing heavy penetrate and they want to triple link down your center and just blow up your monster. They'll miss their target, and then you gain 3 life. So you're not even in impact range anymore if you were in the first place. Next, 3 Dragon Energy clones. I don't like playing 4 just so I can have room for other stuff. And 3 is always nice. Next, I play 1 Aim for the Link. This is a really good set spell. Every time you cast a spell, you cast a spell, put the top card of your deck into this card soul face down. When there are 3 or more, so when you cast that 3rd spell, send this to the drop zone, blow up. Select the target, blow up one of your opponent's cards. Spells, items, whatever. So really good. This is great. This can be like second weapon hate or just to get really annoying monsters off the field. It doesn't specify size or anything, it just says a card. And I'm always playing spells, so I figure I might as well plus off of it in the long run. 2 Geogronic Grimoire clones, Tomb and Judgment. Top decking this is great. Top decking any clone of this is great. 1 Evil Deity Altar. This card has to be I like combos. Combos are great. This card has to be like the greatest thing with him, with the Dragon 100 Demons General, because when you cast this card, you get 3 soul automatically. Put it face down. Each time a monster is destroyed, knock a soul out. When the last soul is knocked out, call a size 3 from your drop by paying this call cost. He's free. Alright, I hope I made that bridge. Hope I made that bridge very easy for you. My favorite play has to be, there's only 1 soul in this. I swing with all my monsters. I use Hungry Ryga or Destructive Power Ryga, blow up one of my monsters, gain 3 life, call him from the drop, triple swing or quadruple swing for game. Amazing. 4 Ghetto Shields. Not gonna say it's a must. You don't really need. I'm not gonna say it's a must. Like, you don't. But it's a very good card to have. And if you are gonna play 100 Demons, I would say you might as well get it. Like, you can pay if you have 2 or more 100 Demons on the field. So anything with the attribute. Pay gauge, nullify an attack, burn 1, activate effects, so you can draw a card if you have a missed energy on the field. Yeah. Alright, I would say it's a must. I'm trying to give faith to people who don't ball and don't have money. And then the last of my spells is 3 copies of Scorner Gremlins. Why 3 copies of Scorner Gremlins, James? Well, I'll tell you. Simply because I don't have Yami Takage. If I had Yami Takage, this would get replaced. But I don't. This is fine. I love this card when I have Yami-Geto on field and they swing with measly monsters. Because you're not going to blink attack Yami-Geto or any monster for that if you don't have penetrate. You're just not going to do it. You're not. So you swing and just Solomon Shield clone. Why not? If it's not a link attack, nullify the attack. I hope that helped. So yeah, that was my deck profile or whatever of 100 Dijon, 100 De Janeiro, because I mustard, bro. Yeah, hope that helps.